fuck you doing?
Remember that name, Good Pizza, with 3 Z's, baby, 3 Z's.
What's up, guys? It's JP Good Pizza. Welcome back to the show. This week we got a very special guest. My boy Brandon from 3rd Gen came through to tell his story. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, he's a 3rd generation farmer. He has been doing this since before many of us. He's also the gentleman that started the infamous Ego Clash. Wait till you guys hear this guy's story, man. From rags to riches, this guy's killing it, leading the charge, pushing the culture forward, and man, they got some great hash. See you on the show. So what's new, bub?
Same old thing,
old
different terp, yeah.
That's right, that's right, that's right. Still slurping on terps?
That's it, man. They're burping on my slurp, you know what I mean?
You feel me? Hell yeah, hell yeah. Well, shit, man, thanks for taking the fucking 6-hour ride down, man.
Oh, dog, thank
I didn't know you were that far away, man. Fucking
Yeah.
hey, dude.
It's a little bit of a trek, but, you know, the city, I had to put my shiny shoes on, you know what I mean? Got my Jordans on today.
I see you, player.
Yeah,
Drippy.
you know, I'm suited and booted, baby.
You feel me? I like it, man. I like it, man.
But, yeah, I got a new spot, you know, this year. It's been a bit of a juggle, but, you know, the farm in Mendo is fully taken care of. Pops, you know, pulled off another brilliant harvest this year.
Pops is still running and gunning, huh?
Yeah, dude.
Let's go, dude.
My dad's a fucking animal. He did it all this year. At our spot in Mendocino County, California, Pops has to truck the water there.
No shit.
So a few years ago, we got a new water truck.
Okay.
And, you know, he's been just driving. It was an ordeal, man. He had to get the special license, the Class B or whatever it is. And then he had to get these endorsements, these tanker and air brake endorsements.
Oh, shit.
Pops, he trucks water every day for this. Every day.
Every day?
Yeah, every day.
Wow.
He basically has to bring a truck of water up the hill, boom, and, you know, yeah.
And then mix it, and then
He does his own, fertilizer, and he does his own deal. Yeah, he brews his own teas. Pops is about the business, you know what I mean?
Man.
So,
yeah,
no, it's a trip. This year went off and, we stepped on. We got a new little piece of property.
Cool, man.
You know, taking care of my kid, you know, the whole time. And, you know, I haven't been to the Mendocino spot, but only a couple times in the year. And Pops outdid us, you know. It's just our new spot where we got little learning curves and stuff, but his trees were double overhead. Pops, his nugs were the size of your thigh. You know what I mean? It's just, he's putting them off. You know what I mean? And so this year we're going to do a little adjustment for the new spot and, you know, do some dirt work, do some stuff to prep for the next year and just stay on top. You know, it never really stops if you're a farmer. So
that's a fact, bro. Now, this farm you're talking about with Pops, was that the farm I saw on the Marijuana Mania episode with Burner?
Big Burn Dog. The Marijuana Mania episode when it's quotes 3rd Gen family farms, right?
Yeah.
It was an old partner of mine's farm that we were all hanging out at that day and stuff. I remember the day very vividly, you know, hanging out with Big Burn and having the whole crew come up. That was actually when I showed him the first time the rosé and other things, you know what I mean?
Sure.
We had some Sprites and some stuff like that too, and the whole gang was still together, and you know what I mean? It was kicking. It was a good time. That whole thing that he's done with that Marijuana Mania is really cool to watch too, you know what I mean? The same people that filmed that, I want to say, filmed this show that everybody now knows is Murder Mountain.
Oh, no shit.
So same film crew that I think jumped off with Burn Dog there, I think went off and filmed that whole...
That was cool.
Whole little, you know, set of...
That really shook shit up, man.
Shook shit up. Just kind of like a little cornbally, but telling us true story of, you know, what's really going on. But, you know, that was a real fun time.
Yeah. And from my lens, right, I was still living on the East Coast at the time, and, there really wasn't much information on a lot of shit, man, and, a lot of the strains, where they came from and how you breed and this and that. And, that video was so educational. It was, one of the catalyst videos that really just made me want to move west. I'm I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Well, you've seen them in there. They're busting off that Sherbinsky grow on the Pomo Indian Reservation right there in Mendocino County. That's Mendocino County, bro. Yep. That's the natives right there, you know, in Mendocino County. That's their land that garden was on. Yeah, it was a beautiful garden too, because at the time, you know, they're busting off the gelatos and all this crazy terps, and they're growing that big, massive field right there. You know what I mean? And nobody talks about it, but there's a group of guys that came up also during the same time, DNA, Don and Aaron, and Crockett and all those guys, they came up to Ukiah, and they'd fucking put right in Pinoleville, right on the side of the highway 101, they put like acres of weed. Okay? And it was like nowadays we're like, whatever, bro, I seen that everywhere now. You know what I mean? It's everywhere, in every town, in every city in the state. You know what I mean? But no one was digging it. It was like all the hill folk were like, there's motherfuckers just flying their helicopter in here, fucking landing it right on the fucking highway, growing the fucking acres of dope right here. This fucking shit ain't going down in my town. And they're growing weed too. They ain't fuck. But the sheriff caught wind of this shit and was like, fuck no, fucking shut that shit down. You know what I mean? And fucking, it's like, but then you got the under sheriff, you know what I mean, who's over there fucking do thing, and his dad's growing fucking weed, and then, you know what I mean, on his 200-acre plot right there in downtown. So it's like, wait a minute, they're busting this one, but this one's flying, and this is going, but,
Yeah, dude.
That was when
California
the whole 9.31 program was going on, when it was like zip tie.
What's that?
So
Tell me about that.
Mendocino County and Humboldt County and stuff too. I don't know if Humboldt had the fucking zip tie program, but Mendocino County had this program where it was like you paid money to be part of this 9.31 program, which was like a legalization effort put on by the sheriff's department and like of Mendocino County to like collect money for the zip ties. And you're allowed to grow 99 plants, and you paid for each zip tie, which was the original tax.
Okay, gotcha.
So like the county, Mendocino County, and the sheriff's departments was shaking down the grows for money long before legalization even hit.
Whoa.
They were shaking it down for legal dough, like, yo, you're paying tax, bud. You better fucking respect that. You know what I mean? Otherwise, the fucking bird's in the sky and we're fucking coming for your ass. You know what I mean? So it was they had people shaking in their boots for a long time. It was like 25 plants. Or you can be part of the 9.31 program or whatever. It was like 6 plants, or the 9.31 is what it was, I remember.
Okay.
So, and then it was like, if anybody's growing 25ers, it's not good unless you have the zip ties. And it was a whole little juggle going on for, doing the whole legal thing. But, you had to pay for the zip tie. You got to put the zip tie on the plant, and then, you didn't take the zip tie off the plant. That was your legal little number, serial code number, like on the zip tie that you got,
Similar to the metric tags now, et cetera, et cetera.
Similar to the metric tags now. They got this game from somewhere.
Sure.
Right? You know what I mean?
Sure
and
did.
Back in the day, Mendocino County, they known him as the pot sheriff. You know what I mean? He was the weed sheriff, Tom Allman. You know what I mean? I see him still. He plays his fucking like tuba or whatever, and he's like in a band. See him at the gas station. How you doing, Tom? He's like, he's the good old boy from the mountain, you know what I mean? Like, you still see him in Willits and shit, and he's you say, hey, Tom, and he's like looking around like, who's that? Oh shit, you know what I mean? Like, because that dude's been involved in some stuff probably over the years, you know what I mean? So
who's asking?
Yeah, who's asking? Who's saying my name? You know what I mean?
Who sent you?
Yeah. So, but it was a really, really trippy time. You know what I mean? Now the times are totally different. People don't even remember that, and so fast people are so quick to forget like how it was or what really happened or how it played out.
No doubt.
You know what I mean?
No doubt.
So
Well, that's why we got good guys like you to tell the story, man.
I'll try. Shit.
So let's you and me briefly spoke yesterday. Let's take your story back, bro. Like, what was your come up like? I don't know too much about your background. I know third gen, so you are the third generation of your family's growing scene.
Yeah. So fourth generation of Mendocino County. So like my family goes back to my grandparents, right? I was actually born in Southern California, in Ventura County, and then my family we moved back up to where my grandparents lived and stuff, and my family had my mom and my dad met down south, had me move back up north.
Okay.
Boom. So I did go to high school a little bit up north, but it was mostly school down south.
Okay.
And then just a typical bad boy dude. Like I got expelled from school, had a rough upbringing, not really like silver spoon in the mouth. You know what I mean?
Sure.
A lot of people are like, third gen. Oh yeah, you grew up on the grow. You were given the grow. You know what I mean? This is silver grow for you there. You know what I mean? But it's just not. It's not what it was. Like the family grew, but it was never a business like it is now. You got to understand, it was a lot smaller. You can sell a couple pounds and make a good chunk of money for the year for your family, right? And it was real risque. There was a risk reward, and so you didn't have to do so much. Now the risk is down, the reward's down. The risk was up and the reward was up back in the day, so you didn't have to do much, but the risk was up. And that's kind of like what it was. I I grew up, you know, at a young age selling weed. You know what I mean? I sold my first pounds at 13 years old. You know, it was, yeah, it was just, you know, not the average kid, you know what I mean? And then growing around, you know, oh, these are, you know, going to school and calling the plants turtles. My mom calling the plants turtles or whatever.
Funny.
So it's like you wouldn't go to school and be like, oh, yeah, you know what I mean? I'm watering the turtles with mom watering the plants. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
no doubt.
a little different.
That's
So
smart, man.
just different stuff, you know. Now though, the business has changed, man. Cannabis business has totally changed. You know, it's a totally different beast. Anybody that's still up there, still in the hills pushing it right now, more power to them, because you know, it's a rough thing, dude. You know, a lot of these people have faded off, got bought out, quit. You know, it's kind of, Northern California is becoming a little bit desolate right now, but you know, it's not to say that people aren't still there. You have killers still in the hills, man. Look at these guys. Terp Mansion, you know, exotic flavors. You know, these guys are just still doing it. You know, and yeah, they're having to do more, but it's proof to the show that, like, yo, man, we can still be out there farming. If this is what we want to do, then you can do it. You know, like, people are still eating, people are still having fun. You know, I was watching your episode with Burn Dog, and he said, you know, the industry is kind of shaky right now.
Sure.
Yeah, for some folks. But if you have, like, you know, a good heart and you're pushing with, you know, good intentions, and you really have good solid work, and, you know, you really care, and you're here for the fun also, there's nothing really going to pull you off of this.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, he's making his money from his shirts, and he's still doing this because he loves it.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he doesn't
like,
have to do the weed shit.
No, bro, it's because he loves it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he smokes it. He loves it. He cares. There's a lot of people that don't. And that's really what's going to separate the people that are going to stick around and the people that aren't, I feel.
Yeah.
You know, like, you enjoy it, you care, you in it for the right reasons, or were you just trying to get a couple bucks real quick from some vulture fucking scene on some industry? Like, you're just... who you think you are if that's the case, you know?
You can only fake it for so long, bro.
Yeah.
And eventually you just, you know, they dissipate, you know?
Yeah.
What's up, guys? I just want to give a quick shout out to my sponsors over at United Nutrients. Trusted by elite growers, United Nutrients delivers clean, reliable nutrition, trusted by top cannabis cultivators for enhancing plant health and maximizing yields, all while being easy to use. Affordable without compromising quality. United Nutrients offers premium nutrient solutions that remain affordable, ensuring growers get the best results without breaking the bank. Sustainability, cultivator-centered innovation. Developed through collaboration with cultivators, United Nutrients' science-backed formulations are designed specifically for cannabis, providing eco-friendly and efficient nutrient absorption to promote healthy and vigorous plants. Tell them Good Pizza sent you. So what was your, like, so tell me about, like, the first grow scene that you were on when you started getting your hands in the dirt and into the plants.
All right,
and how it progressed from there.
When I turned 18, it's kind of like in NorCal, if you're in, so I'm going to rewind it.
Yeah, do it.
Before I was 18, I was, like, hanging around with, like, Jack Hare at Eddie Lepp's house. Like, but I remember I couldn't smoke, and I was sitting between Jack Hare and Eddie Lepp at Eddie's house in Upper Lake, California, and, like, Jason King's there and the Canna Bible, and these characters are just coming through the house all the time. Like, people don't know, but if you looked at the cover of Jorge Cervantes's Grow Bible, or you ever looked in that Bible, or you ever used it for any information, the cover photo on that thing was Eddie Lepp's garden, the greenhouse that I helped grow all the fucking time right there with them too. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's like you flip it, cover photo, Eddie Lepp's medicinal gardens. It's in there. You know what I mean? It's not just like I'm making this shit up. That's the fact. So I got to see a whole bunch of just, you know, special people, you know, people coming through when they get out of federal prison. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you're catching this guy. Eddie had his number in the back of High Times magazine, and people were calling him from all over the world, showing up at this dude's house like it was the Rastafarian church from fucking the Mecca for weed at Northern California. It was like insane at the time, you know? And I was there when they did the 25,000 plants or whatever, the 25 acres. They stopped counting to like fucking 80,000 plants or whatever it was. It was insane, dude. Yeah,
How'd
I
you
was
know these
like,
guys? Like,
I
you
was
just lived around them.
So my mom used to go and get medicine from Eddie because Eddie used to grow, a bunch of weed. And my mom would go by there and go, yeah, and get different weed.
Cool.
And Eddie had this thing where they'd travel around and they would sign people up for medical cannabis cards, and then they'd use the recommendations throughout the year, and then they'd give the patients back medicine and stuff like that. And Eddie had all kinds of genetics. He grew all kinds of weed. My mom smoked hella weed. She'd go by there getting all kinds of different fucking flavors and shit. It was insane.
Nice.
You know what I mean? But I was always too young and I couldn't smoke. And I smoked weed, but it was like cool to go by there, but they wouldn't let me smoke. So as soon as I turned 18, I was able to smoke and I was chilling, and I got to go up on the grow down the road, and I started at this other grow down the street too. It was like, so it was a big deal. And the first grow I remember starting at was this dude named Hollywood Mike,
I like
Med Mike, and it was in Lower Lake, it was in Glen Haven, which was right before Clear Lake Oaks, in the lower part of the lake, in the southern part of Lake County in Northern California. And we did, it was like 300 plants the first year. And, I slept up there in a fucking tent with the shotgun and the pillow and the sleeping bag. And I did the whole deal, dude. Ate out of a can on the burner, on the fire. You know what I mean? We did the whole deal. And then the next year, same thing. I helped plow the road, rock the road, get it set up, bring this dude's trailer up there, basically set this whole garden up, do all the drips and just do a bunch of work, And then the next year we doubled down. It was like a 2.5 acre garden. And you know what I mean? It was like booming over there. And then that was when we did the Eddies, and they got popped. And the growers that we were friends with at the time were these Asian dudes, and they grew the weed.
Really?
They grew the weed. They come up from the Central Valley, and they'd come up and they'd grow the weed, and they'd had, crops everywhere. It was fucking really impressive. You know what I mean? And I ended up working with them for a long time because I was like the white boy that was like wouldn't get fucking picked out when they were coming down the dirt roads.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It was like they couldn't not get harassed. They were just getting harassed everywhere.
No
you know what I mean?
No doubt.
And it's like, yeah, that's one of the first grows right there. And then the next year we ended up getting popped and fucking.
What was that like?
Oh, bro, one time.
Hit me.
I was coming down the hill to get water runs because we had to bring water up the road every day.
Yeah.
And we had this F-250 with a 400-gallon tank in the back.
Nice.
And fucking we were driving down the road, and there's this truck coming up the back side. Well, there was too much of a turn. I couldn't flip around. And so I jumped out and started running after this truck. And I started chasing this truck up the road. Because there was two roads up our mountain. There was the back road, which was like 4-wheel drive, rugged road.
Yeah.
So I followed them all the way up there, running like out of breath till I got up there, bro. And they stopped. They spun the wheels. They stopped and got as far as they could. They jumped out, right? And I'm like, who the fuck is it? Stop, the fuck you doing? And I get them. They jump out the truck, and it's a fucking sheriff, bro, with a badge and a gun, dude. And his deputy dog over here jumps out the fucking driver's side, who's driving the whip with this sheriff dude in the side. Bro, the detective. So he starts going I'm going, what the fuck are you doing? This is private property. You can't fucking come around here. I said, you got to get the hell out of here. Start calling the boss up, fucking get Bossolini on the phone. Yeah. Bossolini, we got some motherfuckers right here trying to come up the road, and he's like, so on the phone, I remember hearing him so you don't want me to come up the road? Okay. So you're sure I'm not allowed to come up the road? Okay. So we're not coming up the road? You're sure I'm not allowed to come up the road? 5 times, bro, the cop's and I'm like, nah, dude, you're not allowed up here, right? Private property. And he stopped right in front of the sign that said, trespassing, no private property, blah, blah, blah.
Sure.
So we got him to turn the fuck around and get out of there.
Damn.
Hour later, there's fucking airplane just circling the fucking farm, dude.
Bet.
So we're chopping all fucking night, dude. Cha, filling up whips and trucks and everything. And we're driving down to Willits to this other fucking dude, this dude named Brett Bogue.
Uh-huh.
Who started this whole grape ape thing. Have you ever heard of the grape ape?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah. So him and Dallas and these other guys were all there. There was this dude named Kyle Kushman was there.
Yeah, I know
fucking
him, yeah.
He had the strawberry cough. These were all players in the game at the time that I was 18 years old. I was a young buck.
Your story's got major names in them, bro.
Yeah, bro. And so we're doing I remember this shit. We did a fucking U-turn in downtown Willits under the fucking Willits sign. You know, it's like Willits, welcome to Willits, blah, blah, blah. It's the old Reno sign, you know what I mean? The steeple. We did a U-Haul with like 5, or a U-turn with 5 fucking trucks and cars, all packed with fucking weed at like midnight, dude. Just everybody, and we went and drove up the mountain and fucking trimmed weed at Brett's fucking greenhouse for like 10 days or whatever.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was insane. It was just one of the most rugged events that you could ever imagine. You know what I mean? Like, these guys are fucking booger eaters now, but you know what I mean? Like, a lot of them are fucking whatever. You know what I mean? But, you know, it was, as a young kid, I got to experience branded cannabis.
Yeah.
These are strains.
You see that?
These are strains that were branded, that were known as holy grails for the whole industry to smoke from coast to coast. Okay? Yeah. These are strains and people that were like a part of this whole deal. Like, that's what I kind of grew up around. So it wasn't hard for me to kind of take the branding and what I've learned from all these other key players and taking and put into what I do now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
No doubt.
The breeding, the branding, the running with it, the winning the events, the cups, this and that. Like, I remember when, you know, there's an event right now that they called the Jack Herer Awards.
Yep.
Okay, have you heard of Jack Herer?
Yeah, I've heard of that.
The first ever Jack Herer Awards was held at that farm that I just mentioned at Med Mike's in a little pop-up tent in the dirt. And we had like Bill McPike and Dennis Roberts and all these other, like, you know, players come. Kushman was there. Yeah. You know, all these people came, and it was like this dirt road party event, kind of like the Clash, you know what I mean?
Yep,
but everybody showed up, and it was like they gave their awards out and everything. I still have the 20-year-old shirt that says 2004 Jack Herer Awards, yada, yada.
Shit,
yeah,
dude.
bro. Yeah,
cool,
I still got it in my closet. You know what I mean? So it's like, those are some of the experiences that I hold dearly, and, you know, like some of the story of where I came from, I guess, and, you know.
I remember the first time I heard Jack Herer. I was in Jersey. I was like probably like 14 after high school, smoking with the homies.
Herer, right? You say Herer?
Herer, yeah.
It's Herer like terror.
Herer.
He would tell you that too. He'd be like, no, it's Herer like terror.
But I heard it wrong. I heard Jackal Hair. I was like,
Hair.
that is the coolest strain I've ever heard in my life. So I'm looking for this Jackal Hair for years until I actually heard what the fuck it really was. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah,
bro.
the
Jack Herer.
Jack Herer like terror.
I'll never forget that.
I later in the years too, you know, it's like you go from like working for somebody to working for yourself.
Yep.
You know, you gotta imagine I was doing like acres of weed as a young kid, you know, over 20 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, and then to do it now, you know, you're like, yeah, this is what we're doing, and we were doing it 20 years ago, but the risk was way more. So you
were getting so much money, bro.
Well, yeah, the reward was there, but also like the stigma.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was
like
there.
I can't today I still look at every helicopter I hear in the sky.
I'm sure.
You know, it's a trip, man. You know?
Yeah, that's some West Coast shit. I never had to deal with that until I came out west, and like my first experience with that was in Phoenix, Arizona. A house party got busted by a bunch of ghetto birds. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on right now? My cousin's like, yo, run, fool.
Yeah, get out of here.
Fucking whip, bro.
Yeah, get out of here.
The ground troops come in.
Hundreds of people there and shit.
Yeah, bro. And then, like, you know, what you guys deal with up in the mountains, like, man, it's just fucking nuts, bro. It's fucking nuts.
When you're in the garden and the helicopter comes over the hilltop and you hear, bah, 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 right before that fucker comes perking his head up over that fucking mountaintop, dude. You know what I mean? Your butthole puckers and your nuts suck up in your gut, bro. You're like, oh, you know what I mean? Even if you're in a legit spot, bro, you're just like, don't, oh, shit. You know what I mean? Like, you're like that's,
for sure.
Yeah, so that's the feeling I get when I'm still in the city and I'm not even on the farm. I hear a helicopter. I got to see what kind of helicopter it is. Like, you know, which one is that one, you know?
Oh, it's trauma, bro. It's
trauma,
it
really is.
It really is, bro. That's what's up. So when does so what comes after that? Like you're a young man, you're early teens, you're into your 20s now. Like how long?
So I would come back down south from the farm up north, and you know, like I have a good group of friends from Southern California, and particularly the area that cannabis is being grown in most right now, which is Santa Barbara County, San Luis Obispo County, right there. Yeah. I went to Cuesta College right there.
Oh, cool.
But I went, and I've lived in Santa Maria, Napomo, you know, those areas. So I have a lot of friends and family down there. So now this agriculture is pushing down there. It's kind of funny because some of the friends and family that they're doing these big farms are like, you know, people that I've known growing up.
That's tight.
You know, but I started bringing, you know, some flavors down south, and you know, I kind of solidified myself as like, you know, a somewhat of a person that has some flower. You know what I mean? And it wasn't even really my farm. It was just like, oh, you know, I got some fire purple, some grapes, and some granddaddies from my Asian friends who, you know, were the key players in that whole thing at the time. You know what I mean? And the perp, they were the perp guys. You know what I mean? So I was the perp dude, and there was another guy around that, hey, he had OG from the South. You know what I mean? And it was kind of like, you know, shout out Dub. Dub brought the OG around for us, and you know, really, you know, yeah. And then, you know, we had perp and OG and stuff, and then, you know, it kind of popped from there. But when I kind of went back north and I did my own thing was in, you know, I went back north, grew, came back, was like, okay, you know, my buddies fronted me a bunch of herb, you know, and I made, you know, $1,000 a pound. You know, it was back in the day, there was none of this sharing a nickel, schmeckle on the freckle. You know what I mean? This is some dog shit. That's some fugazi. You know what I mean? That's that. Yeah. So ultimately, you know, we made $1,000 a pound. So when my friends still see me, I sold them 10 pounds, made $10,000. And then I took that money and I put it right into some grow action. I did some indoor. Yep. And my friend showed me how to juice the power for like 9 months. You feel me? I did the thing, and then moved on to get a piece of property. And, you know, it's just kind of went from there. You know, it was never really given to me. I had to build it up from nothing. No doubt. You know, there was a stint of time when I went to the pokey, you know, got out and had, you know, $500 to my name. You know what I mean? And, you know, my friends out there, people out there, they know, you know what I mean? They're like, damn, Parker, you know, we remember when you were here or there and, you know, sleeping on the sofa, you know what I mean? Or whatever the deal is. And it's cool to see you doing this now. And that makes you really feel good. You know, it's like, because some people will come along and they don't know your story or your struggle, and they just assume that, you know, you just had this house the whole time or something, and you didn't ever sleep in a car. You know what I mean? Or fucking yada, yada.
I know what you mean, bro. And it's those friends that, like, those are the ones that influence me the most. Like, that really know, like, damn, bro, you doing your thing, man. Because, you know, I was on that fucking couch. I was that little shithead from Jersey, just trying to make a couple of hours, just grinding my face off, just trying to figure this shit the fuck
Get
out,
it going,
bro.
yeah.
And, like, they know. And like, those compliments are better than, like, almost any of them. You know what I mean? Unless it's, like, your mom or some shit, you know? But, like, the ones that know, I know what you mean, man. It's a good reminder.
It is a good reminder. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Hell yeah.
I did that. I got some fucking shit going. I went to this THC expose in LA in like 2010, and I was like, okay, you know, everybody was there. It was like the scene, you know, is the only seed people there that were from California at the time, I think, were Swerve and DNA. And,
oh, no shit.
Yeah, and it was all like, you know, European seed guys and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, cool. Then, and they had like a cup and stuff, and I wasn't really too into it at that time. I was like, okay, these guys are the big guys. I'm going to come see what's up. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I'm going to go scope everything out. Yeah. And fucking went with the girlfriend at the time and had a fun time.
Nice, dude.
I went later to a High Times Cannabis cup, and I was like, okay, I went with my weed that I'd grown indoor, and I was like, check this weed out, you know, yada, yada. And they were like, oh, this is fire weed. Made me feel good. You know what I mean? I remember going by Subcool's booth, you know, and TGA Subcool, and he had all kinds of cool flavorful weed and all the dudes out there and shit. And I was going by everybody's booth, and they're like, yeah, there's fire. And I remember looking at their weed and looking at my weed and going, well, dog, how come I can't be here with my fucking booth? You know what I mean? And fucking, what the hell? You know what I mean?
How old were you at this time?
I was like 25.
Okay.
You
cool.
know?
Young gunner.
Young gunning.
That's right.
Yeah, I was like 25. And I go, you know, okay, well, I'm gonna, you know, get my own booth, you know, or whatever. So, I wanted to enter. I didn't even want to get a booth. I was like, I want to enter, because I went to the High Times Cup. I seen him winning these cups, and you know what I mean? I was like, yeah, dude, I was fucking pumped, bro.
Hell yeah.
So then I was like, oh, well, there's this rinky-dinky ass cup called the Emerald Cup coming up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was like, all right. And this is like 2012 at the time.
Okay.
So we went from 10, 11. By 2012, I wanted to enter, right? Yeah. So the fall comes around, I'm like, there's this rinky-dinky cup, you know, a friend of mine told me about, you know, and I was like, all right. So I entered it and I won.
Nice, dude.
And I came with branded shit, 3rd gen family, boom, boom, boom.
Tight, bro.
And then, you know, I was like, all right, well, cool. High Times next month. I'm going to go enter that. And I won.
Damn.
And then I went 2 months later to the Bay High Times, and I entered that, and I won.
What strains you winning with? Do you remember?
OG Eddie.
OG Eddie, nice.
Yeah,
Fuck
OG Eddie. And then I went and we won highest terps
Nice,
at this event called Secret Cup, which was like an invitational. And then we beat for our hash. At that point, we had won flower awards, and then we won a hash award.
Nice.
And we were like, all right, cool, hash. You know what I mean? So we went to flower awards, hash awards, and they were like, well, why the fuck is this shit highest terpenes out of this BHO? And I won a highest terpenes award at this hash competition. It was a BHO competition. I didn't win first, second, third, but they were flabbergasted on how I got highest terpenes. And so it was at the time, everybody was doing dry nug run, this and that, you know, nug run, nug run,
not trim run, nug run,
no trim run, and they were like putting the pounds in there and blasting the pounds, all BHO shit, you know, and a bunch of poop soup, you know, and so I was like, I'm entering only one really entering solventless hash, not even rosin, because rosin wasn't even it wasn't made up at the time.
Yeah, nobody
was
squishing.
Sash, no, there was no squishing.
Yeah.
And so we got highest terpenes, yada yada. We were doing fresh, frozen, whole plant extraction.
Yeah.
And so,
How'd you know how to do that? What's up, guys? Just want to take a quick second to shout out my sponsors over at KYKYK. Clean cocoa trusted by top cultivators. KYKYK premium grade clean cocoa core is trusted by and respected by cannabis cultivators for optimal plant health and performance. It's all about the terps and quality first before yields, which is driven through clean 100% core, which provides smooth stratification throughout the media. Sustainable and eco-friendly. Sourced from eco-friendly coconut fiber produced in our 100% sustainable operation in India. Kaya provides an environmentally conscious solution without compromising cultivation quality. Kaya washes the cocoa multiple times to ensure a clean starting base with less salinity from other cocoa manufacturers. The plastic pot is 100% biodegradable for a sustainable solution. Tailored for cannabis growth, KYKYK products are developed from direct feedback and collaboration with top cultivators, offering superior water retention, root aeration, and nutrient absorption for healthier, more vigorous plants. They buffer the cocoa to less than 0.3 EC with calcium nitrate to provide the cultivator with a strong starting point for transplant. You will be shocked how clear the runoff is from this clean cocoa. Kaya uses coarse ground cocoa core to achieve the 70-30 blend versus perlite or chunks. Go hit up KYKYK. Tell them Good Pizza sent you. At that time, back then?
Well, how did I learn to do it?
Yeah, like how did you hear about
so
it, learn about it?
We had done it obviously before, but didn't really put two and two together. We weren't like, oh, this is fucking fresh frozen.
Yeah.
It was a term that was really created that I know of by a dude named T. Beazle. Okay. And Taylor and Mendo had, you know, beat me the previous year when I won Emerald Cup. I got third. Taylor and Dorian got first, second. The next year I went back, and every year after that I beat him.
Nice.
You know what I mean? Because he told me, he's like, man, you know, I'm making, this is fresh frozen. You know, oh, you get me with the fresh frozen. So the next year I did everything fresh frozen. You know what I mean? And ever since then it was just like, yeah, you know, and we were the only ones really washing our whole plantation. You know what I mean?
Wow, yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, and then right shortly after that, we met up and we started doing Z things, and, you know.
That's right.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Oh, we ain't gonna skip past that. The birth of Z, right? What was your experience with that? Like, what is your side of the story? We don't gotta get too deep into it, but just what is your experience with that? Like, your first time smoking it? Like, fuck, I just rolled some up right here, dude. This is a staple. This is one of the only weeds I smoke on the show because it keeps me in the game. You know what I'm saying? Fugazi, and I have a strain called Fugazi.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I swear to God. Yeah, we got a tray of the wrong clones.
The Fuga?
So we just called it Fugazi. It's fucking fire, bro. And it always smokes. So I've never passed on a batch of it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you can keep that, man. Just fucking enjoy that. Yeah, it's a good time.
That's fire.
Yeah.
Fucking
I think it's permanent. I think it's like permanent marker times sherb, maybe.
Yeah, yeah. You can see that. The color in there.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. But yeah, man, Skittles, bro. What the fuck?
very
game changer, kid. Still
it's
hanging
not
out.
it's not me. You know what I mean? It's a how did you say it to make sure everybody gets their proper? You know what I mean?
Right.
It would be we're very special to be a part of such a special thing and create a holy grail of a fucking bring a creation of a holy grail of a variety to the people and the masses.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No
And
doubt.
to be a part of something like that, you can never recreate that.
No,
you can't.
dude.
Not $1 billion will rewrite the book or recreate the story or fucking do what the fucking's already been done. You can't undo. You can't put Pandora back in the box, right?
Yeah.
Z is a very special thing. You know, obviously, you know, my old partners, they knew it too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you know,
sure.
We all knew it was special. You know what I mean? It originally, if you heard of a story, is a gas station Bob.
Gas
Have you ever
Station
heard that
Bob.
name?
I have heard that name.
Okay, so that story, basically, in that name, nobody calls him Gas Station Bob. That's me. I call him
That's
Gas
your name
Station
for him.
Bob,
Gotcha.
right? Yeah. We have a little pizza shop right there. It's a clubhouse right next to the gas station, and see
Tight.
Bob all the time. And so Bob was really the original fucking founder of the Z, and you know,
Oh, shit, dude.
Bob's the dude. You know, so if you ever hear that story, that reverberates back to me in terminology that you know
Okay.
is a story. It's a real story. You know, there was another player in the story called Overall Dave. You know what I mean? You'll never hear this from anybody else, but these are the
Yeah.
players. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can sit down and fucking ask Bob too. You can come up and smoke a doink at the spot and chill out, and fucking Bob loves to smoke OG. You know,
Hell yeah.
he hates Skittles, but he loves OG.
No shit.
Yeah. So
Wait. He is the guy who is responsible for Skittles, and he hates Skittles.
yeah, he don't really like
Holy
it. Yeah.
shit, dude. That's very ironic.
Yeah.
No doubt.
So,
Continue.
you know, it's Z, it took, everybody played a part, right?
No doubt.
It took a team to kind of do what had to be done.
Sure.
You know, it took us rolling up joints and not showing it to people to get them to taste it. It took, you know, my buddies, you know, my partners putting them in other people's hands, and everybody played a part. It took me winning all the awards and fucking shouting it from the hilltop and doing more Z indoor, outdoor, greenhouse than anybody else. Like everybody played a part. You know what I mean? Like, and that's really what I think made Z special. Also, you know, shout out fucking Luke Dog, who nobody ever mentions, but you know, everybody always wants to mention his other partner Caleb, okay? But Luke, who was the original owner of Connected, which was the original founder who had a shop
that Luke.
long
No shit,
long
man.
before Connected or Cookies, because Connected came after Cookies.
I remember.
Before Cookies, there was a shop called iMeds, and he had Purple Elephant. And Luke's been in the game a long time. He's kind of like the fly on the wall. You know what I mean? He's like there, but you don't see him.
Yeah. And
You know what I mean?
He doesn't
And
want to interview either.
You don't really want no fucking interview
No,
either,
I've
dog.
asked him. He's like, nah, I'm cool.
Nah, dog.
I like Caleb.
Nah, go get Caleb or, you know, fucking
And that's cool. I respect
Ted or
it.
whoever else.
No
you know what I
doubt,
mean?
no doubt.
But, you know, ultimately, Luke, and I'll give him his fucking shine because he deserves it so much, you know, he's a good dude, man. He's been there long before everybody else. He orchestrated this whole thing.
What?
Okay, yeah, he's the
Shit.
one that put the pieces to the puzzle together. Without him originally and his brother, Nate, who nobody ever mentions either, those were the guys that were originally around. I don't remember any of these other people. You know what I mean?
man.
A lot of people get new business partners over time and this and that, but I remember I was there in the real story. I remember when they pulled out the 25, the fucking I called them, I originally named them the Larry Bird, the Barry Bonds, and the Jordan. And if you ever seen those memes, it was in the back room when I was like, they pulled them out as numbers. Luke pulled them out.
Yeah.
And they were all just the 25, the 33, and the what was it, the 45.
45, yeah.
And they said there was another one that they didn't have there, which ended up being the 41 because
Yep.
they smoked
The
it all.
Baccio.
Yeah, and that was the one that was the other one, right? So I remember being around during all this stuff. Like,
That's cool.
in the back room when Cookie Monster sold him the fucking F1 Derbs for 4 bands, and I set the price for Skittles that day right after him for 4 bands.
No shit.
Yeah. He asked me, well, what do you want for the Z? I go, 4 bands. And I just been selling him pounds for $3,200 for like fucking years, dog.
Yeah.
But when he's like, I just seen him sell the pound for $4 grand. I'm gonna get $4 grand too, dog. My weed look better than that dog shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hell no, I ain't gonna take that. You know what I mean? So
Fuck yeah, bro.
hell yeah. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
bro. Hell
Fuck
yeah.
that shit. I took one right out Cookie Monster's playbook.
That's
you know what I
right.
mean?
That's right.
Took that page
you
right
doing?
there, boy. Ever since then, $4,000 a pound, no problem. Z.
No problem.
Or more, bro. I've seen Z pounds sell for 20 bands.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's,
I've paid for a couple packs of Skittles, bro.
you know?
Especially in like the 2017-18 range. And it was like when I moved here in 2017, that's when like Cookies Connected, that was all happening.
It was collective efforts.
Collective efforts when I moved here.
And there was in
And there was a C
Sacramento.
on it.
Yep, and it was the Cookie C and those original bags with
Yeah.
the red and the blue C's on
Yeah.
them and all that. Those were all, that was back in the day. Like, those were good, glorious times. They
was,
really
dude.
paved the path for a lot of brands.
For tons of shit, man.
The first weed that was put in a jar like this?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Orange lemon tree.
Lemon tree.
Lemon
Yep.
tree, yeah.
You know the second fucking weed put in a jar is? Rosé and Skittle.
Rosé, no
yeah.
shit.
And that's what, I mean, we were right there
Yeah.
early on in packaging and fucking
Yeah,
all this
dude,
shit.
I
It was like
remember that.
Luke was the first one to print on those bags, I want to say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I remember, bro. Me and the homies went down there. We just moved here. We bought 5 grams, separate grams. You know, you could go in the little fucking thing with the chopsticks, check everything out.
yeah, that was
And
cool.
one of them was Skittles. And we fucking, dog, like, we smoked it. We were just like, this is fucking crazy. This tastes like a red bag of Skittles. What the fuck?
Yeah.
And we were just like, it was like the perfect intro into California. I was like, I'm fucking in the right place.
I remember, because after I sold him some weed, you know what I mean? And I was
It's
like,
probably your shit, dude.
it was for sure, because I was the only one selling Luke fucking
Look at
the Z.
that.
Yeah, it was.
Look
it
at
was,
that
I was
shit.
the only one
What a
selling Luke the Z.
full circle
Luke
moment.
would buy all my Z and anything that I grew. And another thing is like, he supported me before I had a brand. He knew what good weed was.
Yeah.
So when I remember when I started Third Gen in 2012, when we did the Emerald Cup, right?
Yeah.
Before I had Third Gen, he was buying my weed for $3,200. And I'd seen that the prices kind of coming down. It was like a little bobble in the industry at the
Yeah.
time. And I was like, dude, I need to brand this shit. And I need to separate my weed from everybody else's weed.
Damn right.
You know, like, because what's separating my weed from everybody else? Everybody's like growing the same stuff at the time too. And I was just
Yeah.
like, dude, I got to make a brand. And that's
Yeah.
what I did. He supported it. Later on down the road, bring Skittles around. Known the guy for a long time. He's just a weed dude. He's fucking hella chill weed dude.
Yeah.
Loves weed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fucking buy it up. You know, like, it was funny because I remember the fucking San Jose shop that Burn Dog spoke about in his interview
Yeah,
with you.
yeah.
That was SJO.
Okay.
San Jose Organics. He didn't say that. They had a line down the fucking street. And there was a shop right next door that was like 2 doors down in this little shopping center. That fucking shop never got no damn business. There was like
Damn.
crickets, bro. And that was where they dropped the first original bubblegum cookies or whatever it was. It was like, I think the first original sprayed pack weed for sure. But
Oh, shit.
that SJO shop, dude, everyone knows because all the hash dudes sold fucking weed out of there, or all their hash. The guy carried like everything. He had every type of cookie. When the sherbet dropped, he had every sherbet. He was bringing fucking Sherbinski and everybody in for show and tell days, like fucking, fucking. It was just like the spot, and it was funny because the spot was like 400 square feet. It was just a
shit.
little. That's why there was a line down the street
Okay,
because there
got
was
it.
really no room inside. The lobby
Yeah.
would be full with like 10 people standing there. There was a line out the fucking door,
Yeah.
and the thing just never quit, dude. It was
Yeah.
insane. It was, yeah, that really, I think, opened his eyes to what branded cannabis could do. And I remember like Burn Dingo bringing Snoop Dogg up for the first time to the shops and shit, you know, like show and tell with Snoop Duggity Dogg, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
bro.
it was like fucking really a fucking interesting time, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Really to
sure.
see, because then at the same time, who had the shop across town? Luke, iMeds. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So there was like SJO and iMeds, and then it was like Harborside over there got a spot
Yeah.
soon after in San Jose. But those were like the kind of the spots. In San Jose, Harborside, you know, they had a lot of business, not as much as SJO. And fucking Luke over at iMeds had this big old nice building, all cherry and beautiful. You know, like he was
dude.
one of the first ones with like an iPhone type store other than Harborside.
No shit.
Beautiful selection, the largest selection of BHOs and all the brands. Like he'd bring, you know, all the brands back in the day in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There was like back when extract, they would call it like extract artists and shit because there was just so many fucking different people and brands. Nowadays it's like, dude, yeah, there's a lot of brands, but the people don't get to see those on the shelves. There's
Nah,
like 2
bro.
brands on the shelf and it's like becoming a Coca-Cola gig. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? You're like, it's just
Yeah.
not the same.
Yeah, you gotta get the real stuff in the street, bro.
you know, you get all these terps and stuff.
So much terps.
People are growing it in their backyard and treating it with love, and you know, you're just not getting that variety. It's monotoned. It's monotoned the weed scene legalizing it.
Yeah,
you know, and it's hurt the individual consumers on their like palatability or their accessibility to like different, you know, variations of weed and hash and shit. It's just like,
and not to mention it kills their fucking wallet too with all the taxes, you know. So it's like a lose-lose for them. What's up, fam? Just want to take a second to shout out my sponsors over at Buck Mountain Cannabis Delivery. Single source flower, rosin, hash holes, and pre-rolls, all produced in the Sierra foothills of Nevada County. Always fresh depths and light assist direct from the farm. Their product is never more than 6 months old from harvest, grown with passion and obsession to produce the best sun-grown cannabis possible. And if it's from Buck Mountain, you know it's smoking. Serving Grass Valley and Sacramento. Go check out the menu at buckmountaincannabis.com. Tell them Good Pizza sent you.
yeah,
But if you're tapped in, you know where the terps are at. But unfortunately, the masses are not. You know? Not everybody's weed nerds like us and all tapped in and know all the homies and shit.
they made it legal, so they shouldn't have to.
All right.
You know what I mean? Why the fuck should they have to like do this whole juggle maroo to know who
do the gas station shuffle?
Yeah,
bro.
do the gas station shuffle. We made this shit legal, so they should be able to get cool, crazy stuff on the fucking shelves. You know, the aspects of like taxation and all this other weird shit that surrounds it that affects the overall end experience for the people consuming and buying this stuff. That's fucked up, because none of that should ever affect the colors of life that these people should be able to experience.
Yeah.
By over taxation and regulation and shit like
bro.
that shouldn't hurt the people. So
I agree. What are you gonna do, right?
what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
So when does the ego clash pop off, and when does Brandon go, you know what, we need a fucking am I jumping too far ahead?
No, I
or
mean,
is this kind of flowing into the story?
We're doing it. Ego Clash came in, and we did it in 2017 was the first year.
Okay.
So cool. So several years into the story there, I guess, before Ego Clash, I want to say I just ran around the world, peeing on all the bushes.
Well, let's talk about that. Let's talk about your worldwide travel on the cannabis scene. I always love to hear the worldwide scene, because I have not stepped foot out of the country yet.
Spain is amazing.
I'm going this year. Thank God.
Spain is amazing.
I'm really excited.
The legalization hasn't popped off as much as like in America. So you know how you fucking feel more free in America and California to kind of just like move about our own way.
Oh yeah.
Over there, it is not quite so like that. So there's still you're thinking it's legal. They got these coffee shops and shit. Nah, bro. You know what I mean? It's not quite there. So yeah, the coffee shops are there for the locals and the fucking citizens, but they're not there for tourists. It's not like Amsterdam. You know what I mean? You're not supposed to go over there to just, smoke fucking weed on the streets, because they're going to hem you up real quick.
I hear that
you know
by
what I mean?
everybody.
Yeah, and so it's like, you can have it in the confines of your home. But if you're over there visiting, you don't have a fucking home.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So, you gotta
move militant out there while you're.
Don't go over there wearing your chains and your fucking hats and all your fucking heady fucking smoke shit, bro, and your big fucking purse and your fucking Gucci bag. You know what I mean? Like, do not do that weird shit over there. Don't. I'm not saying you do that, but
be cool.
Be cool, guys. Don't fucking just keep it cool. Trust me.
What about the backpack? You have a backpack on with some work in it, or what?
Don't.
Okay, don't.
Yeah, just move with like not a fucking bag and all this other stuff, because they profile you. They're like looking for the glass pendants and the heady shit and the nice this and that and the shoes and the belt and the man purse and all that shit, bro.
They see it every year.
Oh, bro, and when it exactly
every fucking year.
They
Never
come
fails.
Yeah, they're coming in, dude.
Because somebody can't resist. They're gonna do it.
Yep,
They're gonna
straight up.
Yeah. I know a couple homies got hemmed up last year, bro. Like, sucks, man.
Yeah.
And then you lose all this fucking hash. You just fucking.
They'll pull up on you too, dude, because this is the deal. I'm gonna tell you a story. They'll just pull up on you, and you think you have rights because you're from America.
Yeah.
You're like, dude, their laws and rules are different than our rules. They can do whatever they want to do. And if they want to fucking strip you naked and check your cavity, they're going to check your cavity, bud.
No shit,
dog. Like they're going to search you. They'll dig in your bag. Like they'll what's that? Boom, 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 in your bag and go, what's this? in America, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Like, that case is thrown out.
Yeah,
you know what I
for
mean?
sure,
Like,
for sure.
nah,
dog.
no, you can't do that. You know what I mean? But over there, they can do whatever the fuck they want to do. And
Okay,
they
that's good to know.
They proved that. You know what I mean? So,
You ever have any issues over there?
yeah.
Care to talk about?
Not really.
All right. We'll keep it moving.
Yeah, but I think that it wasn't too big of a deal, and we moved on from it.
Cool.
But I learned a lesson that
Sure you
that's
did.
a little different. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
A little different over there. I told him, I was like, dude, I thought it was okay. You know?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? I was just burning it. You know?
right.
Nah, dude.
Nah, dog.
Nah.
That shit don't fly over here, homie.
Nah, they're not having it.
Fuck, dude. Okay.
My medicine, nah.
No, don't put that medicine shit over here, bro.
No.
These are drugs.
Yeah, they're not with
They are
the
still
medicine.
drugs. Fuck, man.
Yeah, so
So, I'm assuming you racked up some awards over there as well.
Did you
make
by
any
the
noise
point,
out
by the
there?
time we did Ego Clash out there and I went out there, I didn't go win awards, but I won awards all over the United States. So like some of the accolades that I'm super proud of are like going to that Secret Cup, getting highest terpenes,
Hell yeah.
and then going the next year getting third at the qualifying round and going to the finals and beating everybody and getting first place.
Nice.
I got the belt. And then I went back the next year and then I beat them all again.
Nice.
You know what I mean? So then they retired the competition. I still got the belt at home on the shelf.
Tight.
So like, that was like part of the death of BHO, basically. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Is, we put a nail in it. But that was probably one of the accolades that I would say that those are some of the biggest. The Emerald Cups, obviously, Emerald Cup at the time when I was doing Emerald Cup and the competitions, there was over 700 and some odd different flower entries.
Wow.
Okay, over 100 hash entries, and it was the largest cannabis and hash competition in the world at the time,
Jesus.
right? And so winning that Emerald Cup during those years were huge. It was
yeah.
it was like, you won the Super Bowl, you know?
Hell yeah.
But the breeders, the breeder cups that were there, like, winning those awards, like, okay, hey, we fucking bred this, we selected it, grew it out, we entered it, and we won. So when we started, like, getting recognition for like growing, and then it was like hashing and breeding, and all these things just started adding up, but it just took time. It takes a lot of work. You can't just make this shit up overnight. You know what I mean? Like
Season
going-
after season.
Yeah, going with varieties and being like, okay, well, this is the year of the peach or the year of the rose or the Z or like we came out so many years with different fucking things. Like I remember doing just, there was this thing, everybody uses this term, the exotics, right?
Yeah.
That came from where? Burn Dog.
Yeah.
Okay.
Burn and Jungle Boys.
And Jungle Boys. And I was there when they signed that deal that day in LA, right? So I'll tell you about that. Let's talk about some exotics.
Yeah, let's do it.
The flavors that I bring and talk about the year of this, the year of that. When we started that exotics and everything, Burn Dog came to me and my dad and was like, yo, dude, we're going to do this fucking thing. I want you to be a part of it. It's going to be, this whole breeders thing where it's like we're picking out these exotics and we're going to make this brand and put it under this brand and sell them, right?
Tight.
And we're going to get, branding and everything from this. It was awesome. And so I went down there, gave them some select genetics and this and that. Showed them how to fucking put the clones in the fucking paper towel and how we wrapped them up to keep them wet, and I can travel with them and drive with them and shit.
Yeah.
So I show, and then so it's like because they were going to go somewhere or something. You know what I mean? These things were going to go somewhere, and so
snips,
little snippers.
Yeah, that's right.
And
snip tech.
Yeah, it was cool, man. Burner ended up putting that in a song and shit too. Big Burn Dog.
Oh yeah, dude.
That was fucking funny. But the exotics line, that original post on the exotics page was the dragon fruit from us.
Oh shit.
So fucking we were, part of the whole thing too, and it kind of fizzled out and stuff.
Yeah,
it wasn't like I was penciled in the deal. It was more like, we're gonna bring some brand recognition to you. Here's some, give us some genetics. We'll run them. Yada yada. It's cool.
Hell yeah.
Whatever.
Hell yeah.
But that was an interesting time too to see all that play out.
Yeah, dude, that's
Look at where the Jungle Boys are now. These guys are massive, bro.
massive.
Burn Dog. Like the inception of
Huge.
all these brands are so small. At one
Huge.
point, people fail to forget this, but like You know, the Jungle Boys have like, what do they have? Like millions of followers now and shit
Yeah.
on their Instagram, right? Something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
There was a time when everybody was getting deleted and they were paying people this fucking get their pages back. And the same people they were paying were deleting, and it was this whole
that's
fuckery.
still happening, bro.
Yeah, no, but there was the original time.
The original first sweep.
The first sweep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was insane. Like, there was this dude supposedly that was getting everybody's pages back. I'm going to go just right into it. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? There was this dude that was getting people's fucking pages shut down, then you get them back. Well, fucking supposedly had some, like, fucking link in the Instagram world from some, like, worker that was, like, overseas in Belgium or some shit like that, and they were getting them all back and everything. Well, I guess the higher up, somebody caught wind of this inside the Instagram shit, and they started shutting down these accounts that were getting fucking brought back. They were like, oh, fuck this. Boom, boom, boom. This couple of these guys changed their names. They caught wind of this early on before everybody's getting deleted. They changed their names, and they got to keep their account with all those numbers, with the fucking hella numbers. And I had like 60,000 followers at the time, and like the Jungle Dudes had like 120 or fucking something like that, bro. And I always think like, damn, if they wouldn't have snipped mine with everybody else's, then I'd be at like 1.2 million, you know what I mean? Like, it's insane. But the over the years, Burn Dingo and everybody, you know, it's like everybody's been fucked with, but not the shadow banning is really what's slowing down the growth of the shit, because you get up to 50, 60, but then it's like slows down.
It's e-breaks.
Yeah,
bro. It's a problem, man, and that comes up so much lately, dude.
It's a shame.
It's a fucking shame.
It's not necessary.
It's not.
You know what I mean?
It's really not.
Not really necessary.
But it's just a part of it, man. It's like, it sucks, dude. I want to post flowers so bad. I just post mid-ass memes, bro, just to keep the algorithm flowing, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
I just repost other people's stuff, and then sometimes I'll repost other people's stuff that tag me in the stuff, and then I'll get flagged too. So it's just getting really old, you know?
Yeah, they tried to whack me for a tip, dude. I was just like selling a tip, bro. Like, there's no weed. It's cool. Just a tip.
Oh, yeah. I made a date the other day. I was like, hey, the Ego Clash, the 6th, 7th, and 8th. And it was like, flagged. You're selling stuff. I'm like, what do you mean?
What you mean, bro?
We're having a party, dude. Like, yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh, it's insane.
What a fucking world we live in. This crazy world. So let's talk about Ego Clash, man. Like, that's a dope-ass event that you put together, man. What was your thought behind it? Like, was something, were you not feeling another competition? Like, you know, I'm doing my own shit, man. I'm tired of this bullshit. Like, is there any catalyst behind it? Or like, I'm just going to do my own shit?
There was a lot behind it at the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We touched on it. I'd started in 2017. It was a house party right there. And we did it right outside the Emerald Cup in Sonoma County that year, right outside Santa Rosa. And we did a house party, and everybody was there. Jigga was there. Burn Dog was there. It was a house party. You know what I mean? We got the fucking owner of the house was so pissed, bro. We had so many cars parked down the fucking highway everywhere, bro. He was like, what the fuck is going on? You know what I mean? Like, fucking, we're burning down this fucking mansion, dude. We're smoking the shit out. You know what I mean? Yeah. And fucking everybody was like, cool, stoked, you know? So fucking stoked on it. They wanted to do it the next year. Well, the next year came around, and I was like, you know, some shit happened, and I was like, all right, well, I'm going to do the fucking Ego Clash, you know what I mean? And nobody knows this story, but I borrowed $100,000 against my pop's property and fucking to throw the party that year. Fuck. And I was like, dude, you know, we usually do so well at the Emerald. You know, we'll do this this little dispensary down the road right there in Hopland. Solar Living Center. We'll sell our seeds right there, and we'll just do this show, you know, and we'll make our money back, you know. It'll be all good, whatever. We'll break even. Bro, I lost my fucking ass.
Did you?
Lost my ass. The whole fucking, all the money, basically. You know what I mean? And then the next year, everybody's like, damn, B-Dawg, super tight party. We want to go again. You know what I mean? And I'm like, fuck, bro. You know, I just lost 100 bands. You know,
I don't know if I can run that one back, dude.
Damn it. You know, that's why I was like, we need sponsors, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
there you go.
That's when I was like, we got to get some help, because everybody wants to do this party, but like, I can't just pay for this party every year. Like, I want to do it too, but it cost me 100 bands last year. Like, you know, so I was like, so we started doing sponsors, and thank God, because now we have a good fun time, and thanks to the sponsors every year, and we have a good fucking show. This year, the main sponsors, the presenting sponsors, are Exotic Flavors and Terp Mansion.
Mansion,
you know, holding the fucking culture alive for Northern California right there.
Dude.
You know what I mean? Big shout out to those dudes.
Yeah.
And
big
fucking,
shout.
yeah.
Homie's coming on the show in a couple weeks.
He is?
Yeah.
Cody?
Cody, yeah.
Cody
yeah,
came,
Luke,
man.
the young boss already came through.
Came in, yeah. Cody's a good dude, man. These guys are just, they're
Northern humble and Southern humble.
Yep, they're really putting it in. They got their foot down. Cody's going to tell you about some cool shit, I'm sure, dude. Blow your mind. You'll be like, yeah, fuck yeah, proud of you, dude. You know
it's one of them guys who are like, bro, you have to have him on the show. Like, I keep
dude,
hearing
man.
that, you know?
Yeah, good dude, man.
Yeah, we chopped up at Hall of Flowers, man.
His vibe is right, too, you know?
Yeah, man, absolutely.
So, you know, those dudes presenting, and then we got Freezer Room LA. Room in LA, they're out there, you know, as a top sponsor as well.
Nice,
you know, as well as many others. You know, shout out everybody that's, you know, coming together to put this show on. It's not easy, and it's fun. Everybody enjoys it. So without you guys, the show doesn't go down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And,
no, I had such a good time last year, like just being there in the essence of it. Like, it's like you said, like, since that first year, I heard about the mansion party. You know, it was the year I moved here. That was the first Emerald Cup I ever went to, so I heard about that. I was like,
you heard about that one?
Yeah, I was like, man, that sounds cool. And then, like, I heard about it again, and I'm like, man, how the fuck do I get in there? I was kind of like really nobody in the grand scheme of things. And then I'm like, you know, I got a little brand popping and podcast and shit like that. And finally, you know, shit made sense. And then, you know, I came through and we did a little media. But I was like, man, this is really fucking cool, man. This is like the best hash in the world, like here.
In a vibe.
In a fucking vibe, in a cave, in a fucking seed swagger. I got some dope ass seeds. My mom actually grew some seeds from that in Jersey. You know what I'm saying?
Badass.
Yeah, from the homie NY Seeds and shit. I'd finally met him. So it's just really cool, man, how the whole shit transpires, bro. Like
right there on that special spot and that special piece of land, you know?
Yeah, that's a beautiful property. Are you going to do that again?
It's a vibe, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
nice,
the home of
nice.
the Clash, yeah. So
Cool. What's up, guys? Just want to take a quick second to shout out my sponsors over at Grove Bags. Listen, Grove Bags are hands down the best way to store your cannabis. Forget jars, forget Mylars. Nobody does it like Grove Bags. Listen, it's a 6-layer, non-static bag. State-of-the-art technology. It's going to keep your weed fresher for longer. It keeps your cannabis between 58 and 62% humidity at all times, the optimal humidity to store cannabis. It's going to increase your shelf life, help prevent mold, weight reduction. Hands down, it's the best product out there. We don't use anything but Grove Bags at Good Pizza. And especially if your product is in stores, we all know there's some shelf life issues at the stores. This is going to keep your product lasting longer on those shelves. So when your customer goes to try it, it's going to be fresh cannabis. Listen, if you want to store your cannabis the proper way, use Grove Bags. Use promo code PIZZA with 3 Z's. That's PIZZZA. Tell them Good Pizza sent you.
Yeah,
that's the official home of the Clash.
That's the home of the
Nice,
Clash
dude.
right there.
Hell yeah. Perfect.
Shout out Wendy, Feely's Creek Vineyards.
Is that the spot?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Feely's Creek, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Wendy's awesome.
I remember me and Edgar, my cameraman, we were filming, and we went up to the top floor where you were reading the riot act to all the judges. And I was like on the wall with it, like, oh my God, this is intense. I'm like, I don't think we keep that. I think we want to keep that for us. Brandon's wilding right now. Yo, it was intense, bro. Yeah. I was like, this is fucking cool.
You know, and
man.
some people, it's like, I'm going to talk about that. Some people, dude, they get offended. You know, and some people get it, but when you're trying to herd, you're trying to herd together like fucking 100 people, and they're all smoked and they're all just in their own zone. So you got to like kind of make a joke out of it, make it light, but like really go, hey, fucker, you know, come on, let's get
look
together.
out for each other, bro. Don't
on.
be fucking taking globs, dog. Like, don't be fucking
scooping big old schloppers out there, fucking.
And look out for each other. You guys are doing like X amount of dabs, bro. Like shit's gonna get weird for some of y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. If you see one dude falling out, man, you let him know. You know, hey, this dude's got to get some water.
Yeah, that
Keep
part.
this dude hydrated here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro. It was cool.
See him getting pasty and pale over there. You know?
Yeah, look out for it, brother.
Yeah, the Clash is very special. We did it that year. Then we went on to do it at the spot, and it's just been fun every year. Last year we expanded it. We brought T3 Greenhouse in, brought a big greenhouse.
Yeah,
Greenhouse
That's
Guru
cool.
came and helped put it up. You know, we had the cookie stage. We were like doing like music in the DJ tent up there. It's wet and cold. So it's a special fucking time. Like it's intimate. You have to really want to be there.
Yeah, bundle up.
Yeah.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah. And last year too, dude, it was a little bit more open. This year, I'm probably going to tighten it down a little bit.
I feel it.
You know what I mean? we want it to maintain and maintain the specialness for these folks, so that way they can say, hey, like, I was at the Clash, not like I shouldn't have been at the Clash, but I was there. You know what I mean? Like, some people don't need to be there.
I noticed that. I noticed some cats. I'm like,
why is this guy here? Well, and as you try to be more inclusive, and as you have event and stuff, you try to be more accommodating, but then stuff happens, and you know, like this, dude. The poopatrator. You know what I mean? This motherfucker, dude.
What's that?
And we're going to find your ass. You feel me? The fucking poopatrator, bro. Last year, we had this cocksucker come in there and take a dookie and then, like, smear poo-poo on the wall in the bathroom, bro.
What?
And, yeah, dog, I'm talking, like, at the end of the night, bro. And I'm like, at the end of the night, bro, we're over here smoking, chilling, you know, talking about the recap. And my buddy goes, hey, I didn't tell you about this. You know what I mean? And I'm like, what? Yeah. Shout out my boy Timmy over there. He fucking handled it like a boss.
Yeah.
You know, he's snail nail. You know what I mean? He's over there fucking doing VIP dabbing over there at the lake house. All of a sudden, doo-doo perpetrator comes in the fucking thing and drops a bomb in there. Dude. And there's no toilet paper. So he said he started like, there was a towel, and then it was there, and then it was like on the sink. Bro, I was like, we started laughing and busting up because you couldn't make the shit up. Dog. But we still were like laughing, like, who the fuck would do that?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Shit,
so now it's, I got to have like somebody stand outside the shitter stall, making sure the poo-poo trader don't come and try to fucking dookie on the ego clash. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, or you don't get to take a dump while you're there. You know, like no more bathrooms. Nobody gets to take a dump. You know what I mean? Like,
it only takes one jerk off.
Straight up, dude. So, like, as you get going with an event, you're like, man, you know, next year I guarantee Poopatrator's going to be hidden. Like, you're going to have an issue. But then the next year after that, Poopatrator might strike again.
Yeah,
you know?
Dude, motherfucker. They're sneaky, those Poopatrators.
Bro.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
You can't make it up, dude.
No, there's no way.
You can't make it up. Like.
Not cool, bro.
So while I was in the flower house last year, I'm sitting there, like right where we were hanging out when we were talking it up, did the chopping it up right there, and we did the filming.
Yeah.
I'm like, it was a couple minutes before or after that, Big Dog.
Okay.
Wendy comes up to me going, Brandon, we got a fucking problem here. You know what I mean? I'm like, what the fuck's going on? You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, Wendy, I said, she's like, we need some fucking toilet paper. You know what I mean? Pronto. And I don't know, nothing's going on, bro. So at the end of the night, I'm putting all this shit together. And she goes, and I go, Wendy, I ain't fucking going nowhere right now because I got fucking the party going on.
Yeah, dude.
I don't find something out, figure it out. I ain't going for toilet paper. You're fucking tripping. Yeah. So at the end of the night, I'm putting two and two together like, oh, God.
That was the pronto.
That was the fucking problem, dude. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, straight.
Like,
oh, man, you just faded her like, yo, I can't do it right now.
I can't fucking do it right now, Wendy. I feel bad after. I'm like, oh, fuck, dude. Like,
she was just trying to help.
Yeah. Like, I'm over here running around doing all this shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. The Poopatrator striking. Fucking.
Yeah, he's out here having a time, bro. Yeah. Fuck, dude. So I'll show these motherfuckers no toilet paper. Who raised you, man?
How the hell does that go down like that?
I mean, there's like the first option is like
you
you're
use
in the
your
woods.
sock.
The sock. You got two
socks
and there's
like,
leaves in the
your
woods.
Underwear.
Fall.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Leave it in the trash can.
Yeah.
Stuff it behind the toilet seat or something.
It's still whack, but like it's more respectable.
Come on, dog.
Come on. Like we wouldn't make a podcast segment out of you. You know what I'm saying?
For sure, dude. That's why I had to mention it, dude. The Poopatrator, dude.
Oh, I'm glad you did, bro.
Yeah,
this will be on the fucking wax now,
dude.
You motherfucker.
Somebody knows something. No shit.
Somebody better start talking.
Literally, no shit.
Because now nobody's taking a shit at ego class.
Yeah,
bro.
straight up, dude. We're gonna have the dude sitting there guarding the shitter now. You know.
Now we got extra security. God damn it.
Yeah. But yeah, no. The Clash gonna be fun.
Cool, man.
What else, man? Fucking.
Tell me about Moonshine Melts, dude. Is that your rosin brand?
So
when was that born? What is the origins behind that?
So originally we had a brand and it was like with an X that I had. It was like Boo Boo's Bubble, and I was like, okay. After she left, I was like, oh, fucking snaying that, you know.
Gotcha.
Boo Boo's was kind of like knocked to the side. Some people still remember it, but I was like, kind of just as like memories. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But we started Moonshine Melts. Pops named that, you know, because we like made it in the moonshine. Okay. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like moonshine, you know. And
yeah, sure.
So you know, Pops named that, and we kind of ran with it.
Great
Pops
name.
is kind of like the fucking the we drip in your lip, the slurp on my terp, the fucking.
That came from him?
Pops is the man.
Dude, tell
bro.
me more about Pops.
Your
bro.
hole is our goal. Fucking like Pops is the man, dude. Dying breed seeds. Pops has named them all.
Oh no,
you know what I
shit,
mean? Like,
man.
yeah. He's really a very creative. When he's got the one-liners and.
He sounds like he's got some. If those are all his, those are some good fucking one-liners.
And Moonshine Melts was like originally I was like okay, and even now, if you have one brand, you're like if Coca-Cola had 20 flavors and it was all Coca-Cola, red, blue, green, yellow, black, whatever, it would be more boring. But Coca-Cola has several different logos and brands, and you don't even know that you're buying Coca-Cola when you're buying Coca-Cola. Yeah. And so early on, I was like, okay, well, I'm going to create a business or a brand for each one of these things. Instead of just having third gen seeds, third gen hash, third gen weed, third gen Z, all this shit, I wanted to create something special. So it was like we had lots of, our name of our group, the name of the strain, the name of my hash company, name of my seed company, name of the farm. You know what I mean? We had, lots of different stuff going on.
Smart.
We had the Dukes of Mindo. You know what I mean?
Oh, that was you guys?
Yeah, that was
cool. See?
Yeah,
I didn't know.
Yeah, it's just
I've heard
it's a lot of different, things that you go with and coin terms and create things over the years and have fun with it. But
that's cool, man.
Yeah, not just I didn't want it just one thing.
No doubt.
You know what I mean?
So tell me about Pops, man. What's he up to? What was his come up like, and what's he up to now?
Pops has worked hard his whole life, and he's really put everything in to be where we're at this last fucking decade. Cool. All the sacrifices that Pops made, all the time. Just like for instance this year. We didn't have no labor or nothing. Pops did everything, including truck the water, including take care of the plants. So.
He's the boss, dude.
He's like.
He's the big dog.
Yeah, he's getting up there too. I don't know how much. He? I think he's like 65 now.
Respect.
64.
Hell
so it's
Still
a lot
ripping.
too when you get going and doing all that.
Yeah,
so,
man.
but I think that's what's keeping him healthy though too is him having to move and him having to get going and doing it.
Having purpose, bro.
Having
that's
a
big.
purpose, and if he stopped taking care of plants and stopped doing work and stuff, it wouldn't be helpful for him. You know what I mean? It wouldn't be better, I don't think. So it's good that he's still working and grinding, and he's really the backbone, man. Pops is there anytime we need something. Pops is there. Pops answers the phone all night. So, I made a post the other day about my buddy Dave yesterday. Dave Lands, shout out my boy Dave. These guys, they'll answer the phone at all hours of the night. These are, like I sleep with my phone next to my bed, and I'm like the same way. Like I'll answer that fucking thing unless I'm like slept through it or I missed it or whatever. Right. But like I try to be there for anybody, because if they're calling you in the middle of the night, they really need something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if they're trusting on you to call them, then fucking that's a big deal. You know? So and Pops is there. Pops is that dude. There's very few people like that, that will be there for you. They'll come running to the fire and not run away from the fire.
Yeah.
Like that's
Absolutely.
a real thing, running to the fire or running away from the fire.
Those are two types of people.
Two types of people in life. Yeah. There's somebody that's going to come running to fucking help, and they ain't even got nothing to help, but they're down to give you whatever they do got, even if it ain't much. You know what I mean? Like those are the, you're like, damn, these are real people.
Definitely.
Dave is one of those people. He'll answer the phone any hour of the night. Like, this year we've had a lot of people help us, from Matt, from ETO, from Oregon. Like, dude, let me his fucking diesel generator for a week. You know what I mean? Like, nobody wants to lend you a fucking generator for a week, bro. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then, like, answer the phone, at 3 a.m. when the fucking thing dies out on you and you need some help getting it going, like, those are badass dudes. You know what I mean?
Bro.
Like, fuck, like, fuck, you all right? You need me to come out there? All right, I got you. I don't want to, but I will.
Yeah, good men. Good guys. Those are your flat tire buddies, you know what I'm saying? Call them middle of the night, you got a flat tire,
Yeah.
But that's a little deeper with the fuck generator, you know what I'm saying?
We had this situation. I had flats fucking pull up. We had a freezer truck stall out on I-5 down by Patterson like a few weeks ago in the middle of the night at 1 a.m. Thing just dies because the alternator croaks out on it. There's people that are there for you in times like that. You're like, dude, I'm fucking 10 hours away, bro. I can't even be there. But I know somebody that's like fucking right down the road.
Yeah.
Fucking Flats will be right there. Or my cousin Brian, you know, like these people are solid. You know, that's, you know, this
Super
year
solid.
was really, I'm very blessed and had a lot of people that came forward to help us. It wasn't like the year of just like milk and honey and easy going. You know what I mean? It was like bump after bump and we like kept going. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
So.
Those are the years that make you, kid.
Yeah,
You
right?
know? Absolutely. That's tight, man. So what's next, bro? What's on the horizon?
Shout out the water sponsor.
Yeah, shout out the water sponsor.
Apothecary right there. CBD Help, Hemp and Wellness.
That's right. From Lincoln, Nebraska.
That's it. What were you saying?
So what's next, kid? What's on the horizon? What's the next 5-10 years look like?
So, if anybody knows me, they know like I've fucking been calling these damn shots for like fucking, you know, years. Like I know that we're in a sharp incline, even though like this is a false fumble right now. You understand the culmination point is now. And the corporate consolidation is now. You know what I mean? Anybody left standing right now and you have a farm, you own the land, right? You're doing good. You're gonna you can collect aluminum cans on the highway and pay your tax and still float to the finish line.
Yeah.
And they've pushed out so many people now, and we have federal legalization on the forefront. It's like on the cusp. It's not an if, it's when.
Absolutely.
Okay, because I remember sitting next to Jack and Eddie, like I was saying in the beginning, and them saying like, Jack saying like, oh, it's gonna be 5 years. And this was 2004, so 2005, and it would be like 9 or 10. It would happen. Didn't happen. You know what I mean? They tried to push that Prop 219 way back in the day, and that didn't fucking push through. And that one, he almost had the Oaksterdam guy paid for everything. Do you remember that, California?
Oh.
We almost had Prop 19. Almost went legal, bro, long before this other fucking Prop 64 shit.
Oh, no shit.
There was this other legalization thing that almost went through, and he had this like, it was insane. So this is a couple times, right? So like, you know, this is, you know, the culmination point is what I was getting to is, you know, is here. You know, the people left standing is here. You know, you're looking at federal legalization. It's not an if, it's when. They're going to let you move cannabis legally from state to state. They're cracking down on this THCA shit right now. All the hemp's getting fucking pinched out like a hot turd. Fucking, I'm just telling you, like, I've been saying this for so long. I'm like, they're doing this to kill the industry anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you know, we're in this cool point where it's like, hey, man, you know, the price of product is going to go up drastically overnight, and who's going to be ready for that? Who's built their brand on cheap product and buying cheap product and selling cheap product, and then when the price goes up dramatically, how would you even compete, or how are you going to do that?
Yeah.
How's your product going to move from state to state? Is it going to be necessary to work with all these MSO companies like everywhere when you can just do it in California and go everywhere from there?
Exactly.
No, it won't. And at that point in time, all these guys that went and partnered with all these people and did all this weird business, this MSO stuff, and they don't really own the brand. So if you don't own the product or you don't own the shit, you don't own your brand really, because overnight your shit can die.
Absolutely.
They could just not sell it. They can outprice
phase you out, yeah.
Yep, phase you out, bud.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? After they've taken your clientele and everything and all your fucking contacts.
And so on to the next.
On to the next.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think that the future is bright. I think that the prices are going to skyrocket right now. It's kind of sad to see right now. From October to January, usually you'll see a drop. Last year, we've seen a flat line. This year, we're seeing somewhat of a bobble and a drop from October to January, and it's sad to see because I was hoping to see a spike because we didn't see an influx or an overproduction this year. So there's not an overproduced year of 2024.
Right.
You're talking about why cannabis should be priced is if it's supply and demand or risk reward.
My theory.
So if the risk is going to go up and they're kicking more doors in and they're taking more of these hemp fields out, the supply goes down, the risk goes up, the price has got to follow.
Yeah.
So it's kind of an artificial deflation right now is my personal opinion. And that's why, like, you know, it's like people are scared or a little bobbled, like Burndingo said, he's like, oh, it's a little fucking wobbly, people are a little scared right now, or a little butt puckery, you know what I mean? But it's like, hey, if you're any fucking player and you know what time it is, it's like, this is like a false little bloop before it goes, cha!
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're kicking off the rest of the fleas off the dog, you know what I mean? Before that fucking dog takes off to the races like a greyhound.
That's right.
I'm
That's
telling
what the
you.
fuck I needed to hear.
Yeah, I swear to God.
I love talking to motherfuckers that are positive about the future, bro. Like, about where this cannabis industry is going. Because, man, you talk to some people, man, it's dark.
Oh, they're Debbie Downers.
No, I'd be like, fuck, dude.
You know how many times I've seen this price of this weed do this?
Yeah, bro.
It was like 2009.
Years,
it was like '09, right after the stock market crash. It was like, '09. There was again in like 2012 or 13 or whatever, and then like 17.
17 was crazy.
When it was, and then fucking the 21 crash.
21 was crazy.
I've seen this shit happen a few times already.
Yeah.
Before all this, there was never a problem because it was not overproduction. But now you're talking overproduction. But then if you're talking avenues and distribution across states, this is what we're waiting for.
Yeah.
We're waiting to be able to take our product and go everywhere and have grandma have seeds in her house, and she can have some seeds, and she can do a 6 plants, like her 6 tomatoes and fucking in Kansas or wherever the hell she's at. Dorothy wants to do it over there. I'm just saying, like, it's going to be accepted everywhere. And at that point, then our branding and all the work we've done in the story and all this laying out that we've done is really the value that we're going to be put in right there. Yeah. Then it's like, okay, then we can go, yeah, man, we're everywhere. We can go to the States. And, it's like, that's ultimately where it's at.
Hell yeah.
California is a really cool market, but we're seeing the consolidation and, like, really the monotone, monocropping and monotone of the terps. It's kind of, you're just like, come on now. And I'm going to throw this out there too, because breeding and seeds and all this stuff, like, we've seen what, happened to the European seed game, and how, like, haze just went into everything, what I mean? And so here we are letting, like, the California gelato land race happen and the Skittle fucking influence happen and
everything, bro.
The Skittle is great, but it doesn't need, Z-terps don't need to be put into everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Ted said it best when he came on the show. He's like, everybody's chasing these Z crosses. What are we doing?
What are we
Z's
doing?
good. It's not going to get better.
Yeah, what are we doing?
It's fucking, it's
and we can make
good.
some cool things.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
you can.
right?
You can, for sure.
And other
for sure.
things too, but when we
stop
start
hitting
to,
it, bro.
it's that land race, like when you take this and you do it, everything, it's like all that, like you go over there, everything in overseas is like amnesia haze.
I know.
It's a lot of amnesia haze. You're like, this is good weed, but everything is amnesia haze too now because it's such a dominant variety. Yeah. And when they crossed it to everything, it just takes over.
Yep.
Same thing with the gelatos. Fire weed, bro. But when you cross those to anything, you just have esque.
Yeah,
it's esque.
Yeah, esque.
It's esque. It's like the same thing that it was before. So, and that's what we want to steer away from as a breeder. So breeder too, it's like, yeah, we breed our own stuff too, but breeders are constantly like, well, what else is out there? Well, let me grab a little seasoning from here, a little spice from over there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really a good breeder, because then you're getting the spice of life. Otherwise, you're bottlenecking your shit down to this like mud.
Yeah.
You start painting with the brown crayon. When you paint with all the colors, then
it
it all turns to mud. You know what I mean?
That's a fact, bro.
Yeah.
On that note, we're going to take a quick break.
Yeah.
What's up, pizza fam? It's your boy JP, Good Pizza. Check this out. I've been getting a lot of questions on where I can find the fire Good Pizza. Check this out. We got you covered. We're in NorCal, SoCal, Central Valley, San Diego. We got you covered on the slices. Peep the list. Go check out the shop. Tell them Good Pizza sent you. Peace, love, Good Pizza.
That's it.
So now, my friend, I need the Big Dawg's top 3 strains of all time. We're going to go one old school, one new school, and a desert island strain. You're stuck on the island with the rest of your life.
All right.
No particular order.
All right. The what is considered old school? Is there like a time frame or something?
For your timeline, this only applies
to
you.
me, what is old school to me?
Yeah.
Okay. Man, I've seen some crazy stuff over the years.
I know you have.
I mean? There's stuff that, goes back, like you're like, oh, okay, the Eddie times and, the early 2000s or whatever, right? There was terps that are then that you just don't see now.
No way.
Commercialization of cannabis just isn't there. There was a strain called the Goo, Goo.
I remember that one.
There was I'm going to name some of these, but I'm going to pick one, but I want to go off of a reference so that way I can tell you some of these strains that people may or may not have heard of or something, right?
Yep.
The Goo, the Banano was one that really strikes a bell. You know, some of the original veganic grown cough from like Lake County that Kushman actually did, or from Mendo. I think he did it in Mendo.
Okay.
That was some of the fucking most fire weed. The granddaddies back in the day, like the perp, some of my favorites. So if I'm talking old school, yeah, I would, sour, like insane, like the
That's
real
always
sour.
that's
Always right.
my
You're
answer,
like, I remember the peach hair one that was just more open with the camouflage dark green leaves, just like the peach haired colored bud, but it was like light green bud and it was more potty and open and it just stunk like a motherfucker. And yeah, there was some bigger buds in there, but they were still more open and airy compared to the hardball bud that were like, the granddaddies, and the grapes were like, grapes were like hardball buds,
marbles.
So, if I were to say old school, my favorite would be that original perp. That fucking granddaddy grape, there was many names to it, but we just called it the one. You know what I mean? Like it was just
no shit.
Yeah, like I mean, Southern Humboldt had it. They were calling it one thing. It was called one thing in this circle, one thing in the other circle, and it was grown by a whole bunch of people. So it's just dependent on how it came out, and that's what I think kind of killed that strain. Ultimately, was there was one style of the weed, because I remember it was sold under a strain called Halloween. That was some of the most best weed I've ever smoked too, and is from a Mendo cat that grew it. And I don't know, somebody will probably go, oh yeah, that was so and so, but the Halloween, that was some of the most fire fucking weed. It was just purple and orange, like Halloween.
It did. I was gonna say a proper batch that did look like some Halloween shit,
It just
bro.
was purple and orange, and it was just the most thick red orange hair. Like it was just like thick hairs. And that fucking purple bomb bud, and if you got it and it was kind of like a little bit more gooey or moist too, it wasn't like bud that was like dry or like it was always kind of like more live, like Kush, it was just like it was fire. And then we had, like that was, if I were to say old school strain, that perp, like
tight.
that granddaddy grape. And so like the Asians that we grew with, right? They grew Les Crane's Purple Urkel. Okay. So it's a very interesting story here. We'll get to the other strains, but they grew Les Crane's Urkel. They grew with Brett and those dudes and did the Granddaddy or the Grape, right?
Okay.
And they knew Dallas and all these other guys. Dallas was the original Grape Ape dude. That's where
I've heard that name so many times.
Dallas was the guy for sure.
He's still around?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So Dallas was the original Grape Ape dude, but these guys were also in the circle. So like all that perp that was around was mostly from this Asian group. And that's what I think ultimately killed it, because it was like there was green grapes coming. It was this, that. It was just not really that standardized fucking what everybody wanted each time. Because if it would look like Halloween every single time, it wouldn't have no problem. But when the batches start coming from everybody and everybody's got it and everything, that's what makes the price go down. So I would say perps would be my old school desert or island. Skittles.
Skittles, yeah.
Skittles. I smoke Skittles every day, all day. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like Z. And then what was the other one?
Something new you fucking with.
Something new. I mean, I like the GAC, It's like
I've only had that in rosin.
Yeah,
shit's fire.
Yeah, GAC's pretty terpy. Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah,
hell yeah. If you could bring back one strain, what would it be?
That sour.
That's sour.
Yeah,
good gentleman.
Sour, Big Dawg. Because I mean, it just was such a stinky motherfucker, and I loved it. It grew real vigorous, take a longer time in flower. But the bud was just so stinky and just resinous, and it's just such a flavor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's just nothing like that really around
Trust
right
me,
now.
bro. Being a Jersey boy, or if you're from New York, it is a real thing, bro. Like that.
The peach hair, right?
We missed that shit like you wouldn't believe, bro.
Yeah.
And I've never seen something get knocked off the block so fast in my life, bro. Like it was always Piff, Purple Haze, Uptown Cuban Black Haze, and then when sour came through, that shit just.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's sour. Really
everybody wanted sour. It was a flex.
But you know what it was? Is I knew, because this is the thing with strains. it doesn't matter. Like, unless you're the breeder or whatever, then you don't really fucking know what's up. Okay,
Yeah.
You don't really know because you didn't make it. And then if you didn't make the genetics that go into it, you really don't know what's up either.
Yeah.
So it's like people are buying things that they don't really know what it is.
Yeah.
And it's very tough. It's like we got it as it was like Kim Dog or whatever it was. But it was in Lake County. It wasn't Kim Dog. It was like the sour. You know what I mean? But everybody calls something different, and unless you're the guy, then how do you really know?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's just
because then you'd see other people's Kim Dog, or you'd see Kim Dog, the real Kim Dog from the crew, and you'd be like, "Oh, that's the Kim Dog. That was never Kim Dog." And they're like, "This is that, and this is this." So it's unless you're like really in the circle, then you don't know. And that's so some of these guys like have a strain, you know, and we'll use this one for instance because everybody knows the Zushi.
Yeah.
Great weed. Great weed. But do they know that that is my strain?
Right.
Just a different name?
Right.
No. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, no. It's Zushi, dog. It's Kushman's blah 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 there. But it's not, you know what I mean? It's something else.
No doubt.
And then the original. So unless you're that guy, but then does that guy, even though that guy got those seeds from me, he's not me. So does he know what I gave him?
Right.
100% of the way? What if I told you that was something else?
Yeah.
Who the fuck is anybody to argue?
Yeah.
That's the thing with the strain thing in the game. It's like,
are you agreeing that those Skittles and Zushi are different? Or the same thing?
Skittles and Zushi?
Yeah.
Those are totally different.
Totally different?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Bag seed? What's your theory?
Of what?
The Zushi. You gave him seeds?
There's no theory, bud.
Oh, you just told the story.
He's my friend. Like
you gave him the seeds.
No. He got the seeds and they grew them out and they selected a fire genetic.
Got it. Okay,
you know what I mean?
Cool. See, I didn't know. I was here to hear that he say she say. You know what I'm saying?
That's okay. He'll tell you. He tell me. He tell you.
Because I think it's a little different.
Yeah. You know, well, I mean, you got to give the applause to the dude because look at everybody ran out and tried to fucking do Kushman's 11 cross whatever the fuck Skittles. He thought they're gonna pull one over on my boy, and my boy was like, ha, smoke trail. You know what I mean? Fucking just left him in the dust, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I love
like,
how they built their brand. That was really cool.
Yeah,
That's
he's
real,
really smart.
Player,
like, and a lot of people shouldn't tell anybody what their genetics are. They shouldn't, especially now. Like, I'm probably not gonna sell any more seeds.
Yeah.
Why should I sell seeds? Like, I'm giving the fucking sauce to too many people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, right? So nobody knows this, but I ultimately don't like selling seeds.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, it's selling seeds is like, you know, why do you think they're $500 a pack?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, bro, nobody else charges 500 fucking bucks a pack because I don't even want to sell them to you, bro. If you don't want them, kick fucking rocks.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what I mean? Like, for real.
Yeah.
You know, like, ask my friends, ask anybody around. Like, oh, fucking Brandon's been contemplating not selling seeds for like fucking 5 years.
No shit.
You know what I mean? Yeah, dude. It's not because I don't like helping. I love helping friends, and I'll, you know, still sell seeds to some people and stuff and move some genetics. But it's not going to be just like, oh yeah, you're going to come around and get a $500 pack of seeds.
Yeah.
Like, look at all these people that have built worldwide brands and fucking made millions of dollars, and ain't nobody even gonna mention your boy,
right?
Or even say something. You want to throw smoke cloud and fucking act like you're doing the dance, like ha ha ha. The fuck out of here with that cornball shit.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna be on here to throw the fucking curtain up and go boom, peekaboo. Look at your dorky ass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Look, everybody, ha ha ha. Dorky, ha ha. You know, let me do a little funny dance. Come on, dance around for me. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna allow this.
Yeah.
To go down. Like, come on, bro. I've been doing this for decades.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To let some cornball come on and do a dance on me.
Yeah.
Anybody. That's why I'm like, you know what, dude? Maybe nobody gets seed now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just, I don't need to do that.
Damn, I didn't know that was all going.
I still do my own breeding. When's the last time I actually dropped like a whole line? Nah, bro, because I've been holding my stuff, doing my own stuff. I'm not really like, and some people will get some seed from me as a homie or this or that, but nah.
That's cool. That's part of the game.
You know, and the whole thing, too, we originally only released like 50 packs or 100 packs of something. It was never really like a lot, you know, and so it's really limited anyway. Any of these people that got packs of seeds or selected from any of this stuff, they were able to build a brand because I didn't whore the shit out, because I didn't do them dirty on that. They got something special, and I'm stoked for them for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and I'm glad they throw some smoke screens up. It'd be cool to get a little little fucking shine for
Little
your
how
boy
you doing?
sometime. A
Once
little
in a while.
hoo-hoo-hoo, a little something. You know what I mean? Your boy, something there, you know, a little hey, hoo-hoo-hoo.
Right.
It's all good.
Yeah.
At least me and you know.
Yeah, me and you know, when we see each other,
You know what I mean?
and I dap you up
It's right
and
there.
bring you in.
Yeah.
You know what time it
yeah,
is.
you know.
You know what time it
We
is,
good,
bro.
yeah. So, you know, I'm,
Yeah,
you know,
bro.
so.
Yeah, I feel it. So, what in the game, or this could be a growing or smoking pet peeve, what grinds your gears out there?
Some of that, you know.
So
Some of that, you know what I mean?
That.
That tickles my pickle.
Yeah,
you know
no
what I
doubt.
mean?
I think you covered it.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
You covered it.
That kind of grinds it a little bit. You
Yeah. What's your favorite place to smoke, bro?
know? Mendo.
Mendo.
Yeah, Mendo in the hills, dude.
All right, so you're in Mendo in the Hills. What's your favorite song to blaze to? What's playing in the background?
Oh, Big Dawg, Eye of the Tiger.
Eye of the Tiger. Let's go.
Yeah, Eye of the Tiger,
Yeah.
brother.
Motherfucking
You know
right.
what I mean?
Motherfucking right. Favorite stoner food?
What
you fucking with?
Bro, am I getting grimy? Yeah. I do like lasagna. You know what I mean?
Ooh,
Lasagna
solid.
is like my shit.
So
Yeah.
how you doing?
Yeah,
right there?
I'll do my homemade lasagna.
Okay.
That's like my favorite. Yeah.
Nice.
This is my favorite food. So,
That's a fucking great choice, my friend.
yeah.
So we're gonna take it a step further. What's your middle of the night? You're walking through a kitchen. You're a scumbag, and you know it's on the counter. It's on the counter. You're taking that fucker down.
Oh, man.
With your guilty pleasure.
Oh, man. I mean, I'll go right to the refrigerator and grab the ice cream, dude.
Ice cream
I'll
guy?
grab that
Okay.
spoon and just
Just right out the
right
to
out the
neck.
jug. I'm the dirt bag that's eating out
Oh,
the jug of the
I'm out
ice
the
cream.
jug and keep
And
it
then
moving.
I'll put the cap back on and
Like nothing happened.
Yeah, like nothing even happened, bro. I'm over there. Doop, doop, doop.
Yeah, bro, that's me, bro. For sure. For sure. If you could smoke with two people, one that's dead, one that's still alive, who would they be?
Bob Marley. And
Solid.
yeah, Bob Marley would be a trip, dude. And one person that's alive would have to be like, I don't know, man. That's a tough one. It wouldn't be like a celebrity. It would have to be somebody that's like an influential person to like kind of change their mind or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Remember,
Yeah.
they have to smoke with you.
they gotta smoke.
They have
gotta
to smoke with you.
I like educating the people and being like and giving them their first dab. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But not like all fucking hot blobber. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like give it. All right, blow it out, quick. All right.
Yeah, yeah.
And oh, it tastes good. You know, like not ruin them.
Yeah, this
the
isn't
first
a bomb.
dab.
Blow
Yeah,
that shit out. That's
Yeah.
that's the worst mistake they make, bro.
they hold it in. So I'm always
Yeah.
like, yo, blow it out. All right, tastes good. Yeah, okay, cool. And
You're
then
in.
you got them. Like
You got 'em,
somebody
right.
like influential. I would say probably like the Pope. You know what I mean?
There you go.
Smoke with the Pope, dog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hell
Because if
yeah.
we could change the Pope into be dabbing
Yeah.
or like roasting
We'd
a
be all right.
doinky, we'd be good, dude.
And Italy would
Maybe
be
even
lit.
just put it in his little incense burner when they do the thing. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like blow it around a little bit. You know?
Oh yeah. Now it's time to shout out your favorite plug from back in the day. You don't have to use his real name. Just give him a shout. Who took
Whew.
care of you?
My boy Pete Dog. from the
Fucking
gutter-
shout to Pete Dawg.
Yeah, Pete. Yeah, Peter from the gutter block. You know what I mean?
Hell
Peter
yeah.
from the gutter
I
block.
like it. I like
Yeah,
the sound.
Pete's always had the fire.
Sounds all right.
Yeah, he always had the fire, dude. Just different terps. Way young when we were young. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Yeah,
You
he's
still
like
in
the
contact
first-
with him?
Yeah, he's like one of my best friends.
So listen, June 16th is National Plug Day. Get him something, man.
All
Shoot him
right.
a little Venmo. Get him a joint.
All right,
Something.
that's my dad's
Little
birthday
jar.
too. Yeah.
Your dad's
That's
birthday is
Pop's
June
birthday,
16th. That's
yeah.
my birthday.
Yeah,
No shit.
that's bad.
Also Tupac's birthday.
Yeah, it's Tupac's birthday
Yeah.
exactly
Hell
too.
Yeah. No
Yeah.
shit. That's why I made
Gemini.
it Plug Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plug day.
Yeah.
That's what's
And your
up.
pop's a plug too, so that's
Yeah,
cool,
Pops
man.
is the plug too,
Hell
man.
Shit, man. Well, before we get up out of here, I'd like to ask one more serious question. If you could go back to the young you, the day before you jumped off the porch and jumped into the game, what would you tell you?
I'm gonna stay dedicated. You know what I mean? Because you know it's not easy growing greasy, baby.
That's right.
You know what I
That's
mean?
right. For real.
You know, but I would reaffirm and make sure that my young self knew that anything is possible and that you could do anything if you set your mind to it. It sounds corny as fuck, but that's as real as it gets. If you really work hard and you really push and you can do anything you set your mind to. And do not settle for less. Set yourself, shoot for the stars. You know what I mean? Shoot for far. And then when you land wherever you land, you'll be like, wow, man, you know, look back and how far you really came. You know what I mean? Because it really is a journey, you know.
Yep.
So enjoy the journey, but you know, don't give up and give it all you got. And you can do anything you want. You know what I mean? Like it's corny as shit, but it's like I'm a firm believer that I could have been an astronaut or some shit. I could have been anything.
It's true.
You know what I
If
mean?
you believe it, you could do it.
Yeah.
And it sounds corny and cliche as fuck, but it's real shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
man.
if I wanted to go to the moon, I could have went to the moon.
Yeah.
I'd go to the moon. You know what
That's
I mean?
right.
Like I'll be that. You know, if I wanted to be the Musk, you know what I mean, and you shoot the rocket and fly the rocket around, I'd be the Rocket Man. You know what I mean? But I ain't Rocket Man.
Nah.
You know what I mean? Because I'm gonna tell you this: when I was young, I was a BMX rider, and I was like #1 in the state, 4th in the nation, and everything.
Nice, dude.
And riders that I know later went on to like compete in the Olympics.
Oh shit.
And stuff.
Wow.
And it became an Olympic sport later in 2008.
Tight.
And then I always think like, man, if I would have stuck with it, maybe I would have been in the Olympics. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like I went on to do other things, bro. So like the Olympics are one thing. You know, this is another thing. You know?
You're in another Olympics.
Yeah, another Olympics.
You
You know,
actually
so,
created Olympics.
yeah, we can, we can do anything we set our mind to. Really.
Yeah.
You know, but
Absolutely, bro. Before we get up out of here, man, who do you know that I should know that I should get on the show, man? What do you think?
man, I mean, there's so many great people out there. You know, you're doing a good job about getting culture in here. You know,
Thanks, man.
I would say, you know, like an OG, somebody.
I need some OGs.
Some
for
OGs,
sure.
you know, like an OG, somebody that's got some cool older stories.
Yeah.
You know, like me when I slept on the floor and jumped that power I was telling you earlier, and sleeping with the butcher knife under my sleeping bag pillow, and you know, blowing up the whole house, and then moving on to, you know, building something from nothing. You know, like
Yeah.
those are the stories. You know, it's like you need to get some OGs in here, like some real pioneers. Have you had Kevin Jodrey?
No.
Kevin's a good dude, you know. Jodrey, he has stories, and he goes way back, and he's an older fella that he's got some fucking
Connect
good shit.
us if you could.
Yeah, I will. You know, somebody like that where they got some girth on there. Some
Yeah,
years. Not
man.
necessarily like you know, most of these guys are like, I'm a fucking plug. I sell weed. I do this, Big Dawg. I've been 5 years. I've been doing it. You're like, fucking 5 years, bud? Fuck, I take shits longer than that fucking toilet, bro. You know what I mean? Fucking 5 years,
That shit's hard
dog.
to listen to when you're doing it 20 plus, bro.
Yeah, you're like, come on, dog. You know
on,
what I
big
mean?
dog.
Come on, big dog. You know, like,
You just tied your shoes, bro. You ain't hit the block
yeah,
yet, bro.
yo, come
What you talking
on,
about?
man.
Talking about little whippersnapper?
Yeah, so and that would be one of the things. You know, get an OG, you know,
Yeah.
on there.
That'd be dope.
You know, yeah.
Cool, man. So how can people find you? Plug anything you want to plug right now? You know?
Third Gen Family Farm, Moonshine Melts, Dying Breed Seeds, Terpy Van Winkle. You can check us out. You can Google us. You know, I'm not hard to find. Instagram, the Ego Clash. Obviously, you know, we have products out there. A lot of it's through the Van Winkle. If you hit up the 1844 Terpy VW, 1844 Terpy VW, they got the hotline
Nice.
right there.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to be looking to
Solid, man.
expand it to some Oregon shelves here soon. You know, we're just getting our manufacturing going and,
Hell yeah.
and making sure everything's online. So
Right
it's
on,
it's
brother.
you know, it's not a sprint. You know what I mean?
Marathon,
It's
baby.
a marathon, and we're not taking our time, but we're making sure that this isn't our first time doing a rollout, so we'll make sure this rollout's good.
Yeah.
You know, and make sure we're doing it right. Like I said, Freezer Room LA. We're gonna be doing some fucking pins out of there real shortly, so that'll be awesome.
Nice.
And try to just get what people want. They want this ease of consumption. They want these products, and you know, back in the day, I wanted to come out with all the products because I did, you know, I could,
Yeah.
but it's just too tough. And so we're gonna focus a little bit less on everything and try to hone in on what we're good at and
Good.
what we're really good at, and just kind of go from there.
Beautiful.
But
man.
you know, yeah, don't forget too that, you know, the industry is not in an upside down turmoil right now. This is all orchestrated and planned and for this to happen. We are really strong, stronger than ever. Anybody that's there is fucking strong. You guys just, if you don't feel it, you should feel it. You know, be ready for the turn up, and you know, buckle up your boots.
Motherfucker.
Yeah,
right.
2025 is going to be a good one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
Thanks for coming through, my bro. Hell yeah, man. Good times, brother.
times, right?
Good times. Hell,
Hell
yeah. Hell yeah. You already know, guys. Third Gen. Hit the page. Patreons. Thank you for the support. We appreciate everything, man. Peace, love, good pizza. We up out of here.
boom.
And subscribe to the channel on YouTube.